welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team is currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 Hit Games 2 CD collection. You can find a link in the video description containing the entire directory structure of this archive. It's week 27, and this is what our diggers have for us today. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply head on over to the Patreon page linked in the video description. Now without further ado, let's begin. First up, Matthew Belshans dug up DOSGAMES /arcade3 /stone M15. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, it's a lot of files. We got some GIF files. That's kind of interesting for a DOS game. There's a runmist.bat file. Let's actually just quickly type that out, see what it's going to do. Okay. Fair enough. Let's see what happens. Bit Brothers Software Production. Copyright 92, Michael Ramsey. Okay. Port Sagal in peaceful times. A peaceful land Stone Mist was. People went to and from work without incident. They brought home food and money for their family. All citizens maintaining a simple but peaceful life. Till one day, not just one day, but one day, from the lands of forsaken beings, there came an illusionist by the name of Yesmar. Or Esmar. I'm guessing the Y is probably silent. Evil he was, raiding the villages and killing innocent people. Esmar has forced the citizens of Stone Mist into underground shelters where they're easy prey for the creatures that dwell there. Esmar has even turned people into monsters. Well, isn't that just a bummer? Okay, and it drops me back to DOS saying there's no character file. Type create. Okay. Character development system. Enter character's handle. What is... Interesting, it's counting the, characters. Yes. Enter character class selection. That is a lot of selections. Wow, look at all the stats here. Enter first letter of attribute to be modified or Q to quit. Enter number of points. Interesting. A little more constitution. Okay. And Q to quit. Enter race selection. Let's be a dwarf. Player generation complete. Okay, so I just do the run mist again. Okay, Stone Mist, version 1.0. There are many evils in the Stone Mist world. You as a crusader must conquer these horrid foes. So, begin a quest, purchasing Stone Mist. So... let's just see how much the registration was. So the $5 registration is just to sort of keep playing, and the full product registration is to actually get like the registered version. That kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, we're finally in the game. Oh. Bump into a giant spider. I will fight that giant spider. Melee? Enter the weapon of your choice. I don't have any weapons. How do I do anything? Okay. You punch the attacker for 1 point of damage. Well, this isn't going to go very well if I don't have any, do I have any spells? Nope. So, how do I run from battle? Can I not run from battle? Well, this is going to go really badly then. Oh, and it was buffering up all my key presses too. And it dropped me back to DOS. Okay, let's try to do this again. Okay, so let's actually enter this town or something. Okay. Or is this a dungeon? Do I have an inventory? Do I have anything? Okay, so here's the help screen. Enter and leave are two different keys. Oh boy. This is kind of weird. You actually can't grab items that are directly beneath you. You have to push the use key and then push the direction to look in. And these things can even be empty from the looks of it. Oh, and now it's nighttime, and it's dropped my field of view. All I'm finding is gold in this place. So... well, at least I can run consistently. We got an NPC or something? Okay, there's a talk key. All he says is humph. Well, that doesn't help me. Oh, do we have a town here? Maybe. There's a guy right there! I'm hitting talk and pushing north, and it says that there's nobody there. Okay, if that's the way you want to do things. Another person who just says humph. And it transitions from day to night really freaking quickly. Nobody says anything useful. How am I supposed to make progress in a game when literally no one in the game world is helping me actually understand what I'm supposed to be doing? Welcome to the Trader's Village. Shopping galore. Yay! And I gotta run from some slimy ooze. Wait, it says one. It has page numbers at the top there, 1 through 9. But I can only access the first 5? That doesn't make a lot of sense. I can buy a slushie for 380 gold pieces? What kind of economy is this? Okay, as far as I could tell, none of these places sell weapons. So we got keys, 2 usable items, armor, and spells. And no weapons. So I still can't really play the game. I've literally been playing this for like 10 minutes so far, and I have no weapons. I can't fight anything. I mean, seriously, any RPG which drops you into it, like, right out of like, okay. There are a lot of games that have this sort of format going on, where it's like the Ultima style, where you're walking around in the overworld, you have random encounters and such. In virtually every RPG I've ever played, it's either started the player with a weapon, or there's a weapon store right at the start. And that hasn't happened here. I've been playing for over 10 minutes, and I have no weapons. I can't fight anything because I only do 1 hit point of damage with every punch. It's like, and I'm a fighter. You'd think the punches would do even more damage. Well, hang on. There we go. So, the weapons store was like all the way south of all the other stores, completely outside of that area. Oh, jeez. What? Okay. When I started this battle, this stone golem was only doing like 15, 20 points of damage per hit, and now all of a sudden he did like 45. And it drops me back to DOS. Okay. So, this game looks like it had quite a bit of stuff to it, but it's buried under an extremely high learning curve. Not only extremely high learning curve, an extremely high difficulty curve at that. So it's like, does the game even want me to play it? I don't know. If you guys want to give this game a try, go ahead. But like, I mean, this looks like it's really difficult to get into. I imagine it's probably more interesting once you do get into it, but you gotta make your games more accessible if you want people to play them. Next up, Christopher Wiggles dug up WINGAMES /WC/bomb16. Okay, WINGAMES, WC, I have no idea what WC stands for. Bomb16. Right. No, excuse me. Bomb16. Why does it have its own folder? Interesting. Let's see if it works on its own. Okay, so it's one of these games. So, I'm not sure exactly where the idea for this concept of game came from, but what it is, and this is if I've got this right just from looking at this, is you have to select some colors, and then you get a couple numbers here. The first number indicates how many of these colors are in the right spot. The second number here indicates how many colors are they're the right color but in the wrong spot. So we actually managed to get like all of these colors are correct, so we just got to get them in the right order now. So that's obviously going to be wrong, but it just said that 2 of them are in the right spot now. So, let's see here. So that didn't change anything. So, this is they can be tricky, these kinds of puzzles. Like, I mean, if we do this, obviously, we've got 1 in the right spot. But now we know that the purple color here and this brown color aren't in this pattern, so we can kind of use that to sort of gauge how things are going. There we go. It didn't let us take a look at our final patterns. It just cleared it on immediate. Well, that's kind of annoying because you kind of want to see like what your results are. You don't want to really go into a new round the moment you finish. So we can set the maximum guesses from 1 guess. Yeah, that'll go well. Set a time limit, allow duplicate colors. So now we can actually defer a few things from that because 1 of these was correct. 2 of these are correct, but none of these are the same. So we know that 3 of these, that a cumulative of 1 from here and 2 from here equals the correct code. Oh, there's actually no yellow in the code. Okay. We know that 1... So that means that is nothing. That means that 2 of these are right, and 1 of them is simply in the wrong spot. So that means this is either purple or this color. I think I know it. Brown, brown, green, purple. Close. Those are the right colors, but they're just in the wrong spot. Oops. There's an explosion sound. Yeah, at least I got it down to the right colors. Oh well. So yeah, that's apparently Bomb Squad. I think one of the board games that this is modeled after is called Mastermind or something like that. I know there's a bunch of games like this that people have made, but it's a pretty simple thing. So if you're into these kinds of puzzle games, I'd say give it a shot. Now, Dick DeYoung does have a successful dig this week, but his first 2 digs are actually related to each other. DOSGAMES /arcade2 /s_d24, and then pretty much the same one in WINGAMES /ms. And these will be failed digs for a very obvious reason in a second. Oh. This is a Windows game in the DOSGAMES folder. Okay, we're seriously going into the DOSGAMES Arcade 2, where is it? SD24. Well, in Windows, it's just search and destroy. We've already seen this game. Actually, it just occurred to me that this person has the same sort of thing. This looks like the same game. Because he requested the SD24 folder both in the DOSGAMES. There also happened to be one in WinGames, but it looks like it's the exact same game right here, too. So, this is like 3 copies of this game on this CD so far. I wonder how many more we're going to find. As for Dick DeYoung's successful dig, it was DOSGAMES /arcade /Darwin's2. Okay, let's see if this works out any better. Let's do it this way. Well, we've got a BAS file, so that suggests this might be a basic made game. There's also a start.bat. Let's quickly type that one out. Ah, I can't type when I... Okay. Darwin's Arena... Oh. Is this an actual game? Okay. Imagine yourself in the year AD 2035, when genetic engineering has created giant monsters specifically bred for fighting in the arena. Fight fans flock by the thousands to the arena, named after the 19th century scientist who was there first to describe nature's merciless ways of survival. Fans bet money on their favorite fighter, chosen from 7 different types of life forms. F8 at any time to exit. You want sound. Let's get sound. Choose color set. I don't know, 1. Need instructions. Yes. Choose any of 7 types of monster to battle with any other type. Each has its own strengths and weaknesses. Each monster is rated for quickness, etc., etc. Okay, so we can see the different kinds of monsters here. So, well, let's start with spectator mode, just so we can see what we're getting ourselves into. Let's do a Firebird against a Saurian. Bet on which fighter? I don't know. I have never seen this before, but this is almost making me think back to something that I had when I was a kid. But it seems to be some sort of battle simulation between monsters or something. I'm not sure how it's determining all the numbers and everything in the background. Like, that would make it more interesting if we could just see more than just their hit points and... Well, there we go. Saurian has won. That wasn't the one I bet on, so I just lost $5. See another match? No. And it drops me back to DOS. Brilliant. So I wonder what arcade mode is about then. Like, in arcade mode, do I actually have to fight these things? Okay, so I do actually have direct control over the monsters in this mode. Although all I can seem to do is just move. Yeah, none of the other keys seem to do anything. You can't even move diagonally. And then every time you get an attack in, or the enemy attacks you, all the... Yeah, I don't quite get what's going on here. And then for some reason, I keep losing hit points when I attack, and then I also lose hit points when the dragon attacks. Yeah, I don't get why that was working that way. Whereas, yeah, if you're just watching the battle, they don't reset the positions every time. So yeah, there's really not a lot to say about this thing. It's basically just place bets and watch monsters fight each other. With some hit point numbers at the side and their current strength level or something. That's really all there is to this. But, well, it is kind of interesting in the fact that it has these sort of graphics going on for this old BASIC stuff. Like, this is clearly written in BASIC. You can just tell. Well, I can just tell. I don't know how many people would be able to tell, actually, but... Yeah, I can't really think of too much more to say about this program. It's an interesting curiosity. A lot of this old shovelware stuff is, but there's really not a lot to this one.